the Jummah prayer this past Friday. I was at Masjid Taqwa, and because I did a janazah over there at Seals, and so it was real close for me. In other words, rather than come back here, and I wasn't sure whether we were supposed to be here this Friday or not. So I said, just stay there. But anyway, when the Imam finished the khutbah, and as soon as the brother started making the iqamat, everybody just stood up, And so I didn't stand up until the command was given to stand up. And the brother Brother Bashir, he thought that I got so old I couldn't get up, so he's reaching down to help me out. And I brushed his head off, so today he wanted to know, "Are you all right? Are we all right, brother?" I didn't know what he was talking about to the dawn of all he was talking. The time may come very soon when I need help, but until I do, I'm going to do the best I can myself, So I came back to him and let him know, "No, brother, there ain't nothing wrong with us, I just until I need some, and when I need some help, I won't mind asking. I'm not arrogant with my physicality nor my mentality and spirituality, because that has been suggested, and I explained to this morning that one of the reasons why I hadn't gone any further is because people will assume sometimes if you go on things too much and start bringing out mistakes that they will and I'm just going to use the language that goes on in our community, because I lived around some of y'all one time, so that nigga think he knew everything. And so some things you want to teach, but you have to kind of back off until there's readiness. And so at least Halima says she's ready, and the others on the lifeline says, so I'm hoping that you're ready also for us to begin correcting these mistakes that we are making in our prayer before another generation comes on and keeps going on and on and on, keep deteriorating. It doesn't take long to lose what you have if you don't guard it. We have to guard it. That we, even when it comes to recitation of the Quran, if we don't, from what I've heard, the only one that was able to maintain Quranic recitation without continuously going over it was the Prophet himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he kept going over it anyway. He didn't have to. So what we're going to do today is just start with the first two lines after we make the takbir. The first action, maybe I should have started with the intentions, but we'll back up and get that. We're supposed to make our intentions first. You don't just get up and just stop. We're supposed to make our intentions. And in that intention, I don't have time to put it on the board, David, since I just thought about it, but we'll put it on the board so you can see that also and learn that, is we're supposed to say what prayer it is we intend to perform, how many rak'ahs, and the fact that we are facing the Kaaba and we are our own Imam, or if someone else is the Imam, then name whoever the Imam is. But when you're leading yourself in prayer, you're supposed to say, "Ana Imam, I'm the Imam." All right? But we'll put all of that on the board also. I just thought about starting with this morning. When I look at Arabic, and I would invite you to do the same thing, the first thing I look for are the syllables. How many? Because every language, Arabic included, is spoken and read in syllables. A syllable is the smallest pronounceable part of a word. If you don't say a syllable, you haven't said anything. You have just groaned or something. And so in Arabic, the structure of syllables is such that it's easy to learn if you give a little attention to it. I was listening to a DVD of Imam Mohammed with one of the classes that he was having, because I was down in Arkansas at that time, so I wasn't able to attend the class. One of the classes that he was having here in Chicago, and he made this comment. He said, you need to write and read Arabic at least an hour each day if you want to learn to read the Quran. He said, take a few minutes until you get 60 of them. No, he still did back out. Take a few minutes until you get 60 of them to study every day. And as I go to the board now, we need to be reminded. By the way, I did invite the people who were on the Lifeline extension this morning of our Quranic Arabic discussion to join us today, because some of them may not even known about it. And I'm saying to them that the same number that you have, that you contact me with during our Lifeline class, that same number works here. So you can't talk to me like we did this morning, but you can text me 870-589-3589. That's 870-589-3589. And when it comes through, y'all will hear a little whistle. I trained my phone to call me. So, no, I didn't train it. No, you won't need to call. I can give you the number anytime. You won't need to call.
I want to know your name, brother.
Agin Mohammed.
Agin, not.
Sister Melva, you know me.
No, I know you, but I don't know your name.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know your personality.
Yeah.
I know Agin.
Agin. I'll write it down for you and everything after the class. All right. Okay. Okay. So those of you who are tuned in on live streaming, if you have a question or a comment, you just text me at that number 870-589-3589, and we will try to attend to your concern if we possibly can. We only have a few minutes here. On the board we have two lines. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And then the next line is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So there are 13 syllables up here, and there are 9 here. 22 syllables in all. So what we're going to do is show you the process of syllabication. And you just have to keep working, and pretty soon once you get it, you got it. But you have to try. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Just because you fall one time don't mean that you don't get on the bike anymore. You can get up and say, hold me for a minute. Now let me go. So the first word we have up here is a'udhu. How many syllables in that? A'udhu. 3. There you go. You hear it. Now all you have to do is just learn how to pick them out. A'udhu. Here's the a right here. It's not connected to anything because this letter won't accept a connection on the left. So that's the first syllable. A. Oh. That's this letter and these two vowels, or this long short vowel leading into the long vowel. So I'm going to put a big separation in between so we can see. A. Oh. Now when you do this, you're going to find that you will be able to read and write Arabic anywhere, and you don't have to do it by separating. You're going to be able to do it just as on sight if you start trying. But if you don't try it, if you just say, oh, man, I ain't got time to be involved with that, then you will never get it. You will never get it. If you don't try, you will never get it. All right? And then the next syllable is dhu. A'udhu. So that one word had 3 syllables. A'udhu. All right? Now I'm going to draw a line to separate so you know where the next word is. All right? That's what. A'udhu. The next phrase is billahi. It's actually 2 words. Allah and bi. Bi is a particle that can be understood in several ways. It can be in, with, or by, all depending on the association, how it's set in the words. In this case, we have been taught that the best meaning for it is with. I seek refuge. A'udhu means I seek refuge. All of that means to get help. A'udhu is I'm seeking help. All right? I seek help. Billahi. The bi, and then I'm gonna now strike out letters. Let's put an extra one to show you which letters we're not pronouncing. They have to be there in the writing, but when it comes to the pronunciation, letters are sometimes silenced or ignored due to the rules of tajweed, which we'll learn about much later on. So bi, and this is not pronounced here, and this is not pronounced here. So we're going, there's 2 of these because this has a shadda on it, so it's 2 of them. And whenever there's a shadda on the word, that means that the first shadda on a letter, that means that the first one is sukoon. meaning it has no vowel on it. All right. So this is two lambs here. Billah. Okay. So this along with one of these will look like this. And then a sukoon is not written up here, but you should understand that anytime you see a shadda on a word, the first one is sukoon, so we're going to sukoon it for clarification. Bil. The next syllable is what? You tell me. La. Billah. Billah. And it's not la. That's one of the corrections. I know the billahi, and we think that we are very we're Arabiya, then we are real Arabs. Allah is the name that we use for the Creator. He never changes, not according to Agin Mohammed, but according to his word. He never changes. The other thing that you should understand is that this syllable that I'm about to put up here now has this sound only once in the whole language. Law. This letter, lam, with we could write it this way, but we're going to write the way that is law with that long vowel. That's the long vowel made in what is called alaf sukura. All right? Law. Anywhere else, if you have that combination, it would be la. Anywhere else in the language. The sound law, hear me well on this. The sound law is in the Arabic language how many times? You don't agree with me, do you? One time, as in the word Allah. The sound law, that syllable law, is pronounced law only one time in the whole language. And that's in the word Allah. Every other time, it's pronounced la. This letter plus this, I don't care whether, and I'll show you another way, it could be written like this. If it were written like that in Allah, and we could write it like that in Allah, but that's not the traditional way to write it. This is la, but it's the same combination. This is the same as this plus this. This alaf sukun is the same as this plus this. And it's pronounced as la everywhere except in the word Allah. All right? Billah, he. Now this letter, we had one of the lambs here and the other one here. All right. Now we're on this letter here, which looks like this one is written by itself. Billahi. All right. A'udhu billahi. Yes, end of the word. Now what's going to happen after this is that words are going to start being joined with other words. So we're going to show you with a little squiggly mark that while this syllable is separated, it's actually two words coming together. Because the next phrase that we're going to, minash, not minash, minash. Why? If you said minash, then that means there's a shadda here for the min, and then another nash over here. It's only one. So therefore it's not minash, it's minash, minash. All right? Here's what I'm talking about. What if it were written like this, with a shadda on it, then that would be min nash. But the first syllable here is me, because this is going to go over here and connect with this. The word, what we have is minat, minat. Then that is going to go over here and connect with this. All right? Let me erase this, get this out of the way. I know some of you don't agree with it. That I can see how you got your face all poked out looking like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been saying this for 25 years. And you've been saying it wrong for 25 years, but that's all right. All right. Allah knows I have tried to tell you. And no, I do not think I know I'm right all the time, but I know I'm right on this. Okay? So now we have me. And then the next word is going to, the next syllable is going to be this letter joined, this word over here joined with the me, nash. And so we're going to have nash. And first one is sukoon. There's two of them. First one is sukoon. And I'm going to put the squiggly mark here, which means that this part of this word goes over here with this, And father's words over here, me nash, and then sha'i, sha'i, me nash, sha'i. We're skipping this in pronunciation. We're skipping this in pronunciation. And we're going to the two of these, putting one with the na, and we get nash, and the other one is sha'i. I could have written this up here before we started, had time to, but I want you to see the process, all right? Hopefully it will register better with you. Minash, shai, minash, shai. The shai, that's the, and then tall. Because we do the same thing over here, erroneously. We say minash shaitan near the rajim. It's not a shadda here. It's not a shadda on this letter. So you can't make it two. You can say mina shaitan and then say adarajim, but then you're awkward. You're making it awkward because you're disregarding tajweed, which makes it easy. Mina shaitan. The syllable is tall. Mina shaitan. All right, mina shaitan. And then the last letter, nun, goes with rajim, near rajim. And so here we're going to do it like this. We're going to go near. And we're going to put that squiggly mark here, which means what? That there's two words coming together. This is going with it. And then here's the new word starting, rajim. And then since we only got one more syllable here, we actually have two, jimi. But we only pronounce it as one syllable because when you come to the end of a phrase, an expression, then you drop the last vowel. So although this is jimi, we drop this in pronunciation and just say jim. We act like it's a sukoon on it and say jim. So we only have one more syllable, so I'm going to write it right here, jim. Now, as far as penmanship is concerned, you don't have a choice about whether or not to use the dots. This is a situation where you would be making a serious error. And if you did it consciously, it might be punishable. I'm not the one that gives out the punishment, so I can't say what it might, because if you left the dot off here, you would be saying that shaitan is rahim. See, this and this is the same except one dot. This is shaitan's attribute, this is Allah's attribute. One dot difference, all right? I see y'all looking all funny in the face. Y'all don't see that? The attribute of shaitan is rajim. The attribute of Allah is rahim, all right? And the only thing that makes the difference is the dot here. And so if you don't put the dot there, then you are giving shaitan Allah's attribute. And I believe that might be punishable, especially if you do it in defiance of, now if it's a mistake, a mistake is a mistake and it's forgivable, all right? We know that. But if you do it because I know what it is. Your dots are very important. They are part of the letter. And we have several letters where the only distinction between them is the dots. Either dots above or below, or the number of dots that exist. Any questions on this phrase? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Yes, sir.
I have a question about how you wrote the H in the circular form.
Well, it's not an H, but how I wrote this letter.
Okay, let's work with me. What is it if it's not an H?
It's what it is. In other words, it tells us to go. It tells us where. Remember, it does have a name, and the name is not H.
Okay, that's not the question. I don't want to deviate. The question is how you wrote it in the circular form as opposed to.
That's the way it's written. All of your alphabet, well, not all of them, but most of your alphabets, you have a few that only have 3 positions. All of the alphabets except a few have 3, and those except 6, as I can tell you, not just a few, except 6. All of them except 6 have 4 different appearances. What they look like by themselves, what they look like at the beginning of a word, what they look like in the middle of a word, and what they look like at the end of the word, all right? Your righteous letters, that's what I call them, meaning the ones that will not accept a connection on the left, They only have three positions: what they look like by themselves, what they look like at the beginning, and what they look like at the end. Because this is a situation right here. This is one of them here. When it's written in the Word, it doesn't have this doesn't have a middle position. What happens? It's treated as if it's at the end because you can't connect to it. So I'm not through with you. The answer to your question is this is the way that letter looks when it's written by itself. All right.
Okay. Can you write it in its traditional form, or
that is by itself
the alphabetical form that we're all taught? I'm trying to, because it doesn't ever take that traditional form. Will you write the letter?
When it's connected, when
it exists by itself.
When it exists by itself, that's what it looks like. That's it.
Would you write the ha in the alphabetic form when we all learn it? I'm trying to make sure we're looking at the same letter.
Anybody have is this what you're talking about here? When you're looking like this?
No, that's
this is the same letter, but it's in a beginning position.
Yeah, that's another form.
Well, I don't understand this is what the letter looks like by itself. So I don't know what you're looking for.
He's saying if he's doing an alphabet chart.
If it's on the chart like it's in the journal.
I don't know how.
If you wrote Gene and you wrote Hack, they would look the same.
No. This is not the same ha. That's how you're talking about ha. The ha looks like this.
No.
Exactly.
That's a different letter. You don't know. This is two different letters. This letter is near the beginning of the alphabet. This one is near the end. I see what you're talking about. No, you're mistaken. This is a different letter. No wonder you.
It's okay. I'm asking a question.
No, but I'm saying I couldn't understand what you were talking about. This.
Okay.
So
I'm just trying to get understanding. That's all.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So this.
So now my question is: so how many H's are there in Arabic?
There are no H's in Arabic.
The ha sound.
Oh, there are two of them. One is hard and one is soft.
Right.
This one is ha. 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 This would be ha. This would be ha. Ha.
Those
ha.
two are not the same either.
No, these two are not the same. This and this is the same. Let me show you what this letter looks like in all four of its positions. All right, let's see. This is by itself. This is beginning, and now in the middle, then we have it's got two or three different. That's one right there, and then so that's four. But this one here does have various because it can look like this. It can look like this. Now that's not real neat, but something like that. But this is what it looks like by itself. This is the beginning position, this is the middle, this is the middle, and this is the end position. And it has nothing to do with this letter as far as its form is concerned. All right? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Agba's on my heels. I'm not him, but his clock. All right. So, the syllables. A, O, Zu, Bil, Lahi, Minash, Shaitanir. Oh, I left out a syllable. Near, I left out a syllable. Thank you. Near, Ra. And then Jin. All right. Now let's see if I got the right. I said it was 13 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is 13. I just left one out. Yes, sir.
Did you need these?
No, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Okay, you need a break?
No, sir. No, sir. All right. Okay. What I will do now is entertain discussion, and we'll start with this one the next time because we don't have enough time to finish it. We only have about 4 minutes left. Okay. Any more questions or comments on syllabication? Whether you call it syllabication or not, that's what you have to do to read and to speak. You may not call it that, but that's what you have to do. You cannot produce language, English or Arabic, from your mouth without syllabicating it, dividing it into syllables. You may do it real fast, but they are still syllables. And so all I'm trying to do is give you the linguistic analysis of language that is in syllables. You can call it a part of a word, whatever you call it. I don't care who it is, I don't care if they never heard the word syllable, they still speak in syllables, they still read in syllables. All right? And so what I did was demonstrate by breaking it down, hoping that you can see it, and start working on it, and that will enable you to understand. I know what we can add into this without losing our 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to take this off the board, and I'm going to show you that there's only 4 types of syllables. Everything that you look at in Arab is going to be one of 4 types of syllables. All right, I'm not going to try to write all 270 syllables for syllable type 2, 250 for syllable type 3, anything like that. I'm just going to show you it's only 10 syllable type 1, and those are the vowel sounds. So this is syllable type 1. I'm just going to give you the long vowel. That can be a syllable. A, E, U. Those are syllables. And then a short vowel, A, E, U, can also be a syllable. All right? So that's syllable type 1. Syllable, Y-L-L-A, and look up the word syllable. Google it. You got a phone right there. Google it so that it will kind of register in your mind. Syllable type 1, where you have a vowel sound only. That's what we had here. Syllable type 1, A. Nothing but a vowel, no consonants. Now, in order to pronounce any word, any syllable, you have to have a vowel. But you cannot have a syllable that does not have a vowel, and a consonant is not necessary to make a syllable. What is a consonant? Consonant. Con means with, sonat means sound. These are the letters that go with the sound. With the sound. A letter can go with the sound before you make the sound. That's syllable type 2, all right? I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. Syllable type 2. It comes up where you take the position that the consonant tells you to take, and then pronounce the vowel from that position. So this consonant here, it tells us to do this. It doesn't have a name. It does not have a name in reality. When you try to give it a name, then you have to use a vowel with it. That's true in English also. You can't even say the names of the alphabets without adding a vowel with it. We demonstrated that a long time ago. But somebody name the vowels for me in English right quick. Somebody who don't mind cooperating with me. All right, A-E-I-O-U, sometimes Y, and also sometimes W. Sometimes W in diphthong. Okay. All right, now, somebody name the first consonant letter in the English language.
B.
He said E.
B.
Raise your hand, brother. Brother Mohammed. Didn't you say E?
Yes.
All right, he said
He
E.
said B.
B.
Bad.
He said E.
B.
Boy.
Bad.
It sounded like E.
Huh?
From here, it sounded like E.
He did say E, and I'm telling you that Muhammad had already said E. Now, let me show you. I know you just don't believe I'm qualified to be the teacher. So ask me.
I put it.
Come on, ask me.
We thought you said consonant, the first consonant.
That's what I said. Now, ask me to demonstrate what the first consonant is.
Please.
No, ask me out loud.
Demonstrate the first consonant.
Yes, the first consonant is this. No sound, just a position. And that's the way it is with all of your consonants. I use that one because it's so easy to see. From that position, David, from that position, I don't have to say E. I can say ooh from that position.
That's right.
Boo. I can say bad.
What about buh?
I can say buh.
Would I have been in better shape to say buh?
No, because is a vowel. That's a vowel sound. It's a short vowel.
You don't communicate B by saying B. When you ask a question, you're looking for a name. We were just trying to respond.
Yes. And you missed the class for the other time, so that's why. And that's why everybody was laughing at you.
No, they weren't laughing.
Yes, they were. It's about time we have a good laugh on you. All right. So your consonants are positions from which to start or stop making a sound. If you use it as a position to start making a sound, then that's syllable type 2. All right. So this is syllable type 2 because right now there's nothing there. I have to add a vowel to it. So back, or I can make it bad. Now that's syllable type 2, where the consonant position is used to start making the sound. What is syllable type 3? Syllable type 3 is where the vowel sound is made first, and then we stop in the consonant position. Let's take the same one. And we're going to stop in the position that we started. Ab. That's syllable type 3. All right. And then syllable type 4, I'm running because he didn't close the clock down. Oh, he gave me some more time.
That's for the next person.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought I had 15 minutes. That's somebody else's time. Okay, well let me show you now. So syllable type 1, vowel sound only. Syllable type 2 is where we make a vowel sound from a consonant position. Syllable type 3 is where we make the vowel sound and stop in a consonant position. And syllable type 4, this will be Deen. Syllable type 4 is where we take the consonant position and we start there. And then we make the vowel sound from there. Well, I'm not going to connect it because we didn't connect it to this. So is it? Okay, so that, excuse me. That's when I'm blown up like that, I'm supposed to say I'll be John Brown. Okay, so that's my daddy. My daddy never cursed. When he was upset about something, he said, I'll be John Brown, or doggone it. A plaque ticket. Those were his 3 words. I'll be John Brown. If he said plaque ticket, he was mad. Okay. Bad. Now you said, well, that's syllable type 2. Now here's how we make it syllable type 4. Bab. We start and stop in a consonant position. Those are the only types of syllables there are in the language. 4 types. Now I know some of y'all get upset with me. I can't help it if Allah bless me with it. I'm thinking for it and I share it with everybody that I can. And I don't think I know everything. Despite you trying to tell me that you think I know everything. I do not. And I don't even play like I do. And I'll tell you in class, if you ask me something I don't know about Arabic, I'll tell you in Arabic I don't know it. Now, you may have it in your little mind that I think like that, but I don't. I know that I'm far from knowing everything. But I did tell a little joke to the students this morning. And it was a joke to me, and I just thought I would share it. Because in no way could I think this for real. But I said, Allah is blessing me so much, until I don't see how he had time to give anybody else his blessing. But I know that time or numbers don't even affect him. Nothing ties him out. But I just thought that was a cute little something to say. But I do want you to know this, that I'm not trying. You don't have to like me. You don't have to give me no recognition. I don't need to be called Imam. I'm just Agin Mohammed. That's the name Imam Mohammed gave me, and I accept it, and that's good enough for me. But if I can help you, and you can tell me to go to hell, but if I can help you with this, so that somewhere down the line after you have been able to read the Quran in Arabic, you will come back and say, brother, I'm sorry, you don't have to go to hell. That's what I would do. Because I know if you read the Quran, I know when you start reading the Quran, you're going to get a better understanding. The Quran has so much more knowledge, and we were talking about it this morning on a word, and I don't have time to go in because I'm looking at somebody else's time. But we were talking about a word this morning that was so phenomenal, and it really was just a 2-word ayat. Sister asked, Khalaqal Insan, which is the 3rd ayat, I think, in Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Al-Quran, Khalaqal Insan. And that is translated. Now he has to translate it simplified here. But he says translated, he created man. And that's true. But do you know how empty that leaves you when you understand the specificity that the Quranic language deals with? It's not talking about a man on 2 legs, because some people think, well, The Quran was here first, and then Allah made man. No, the physical man was here. Insan is not the physical man. Rajulun is the physical man. Zakrun is the biological in his gender. All right? Basharun is in his good message. Here's a brother named Bashir. In his ability to give a good message. But insan is the social man. And so the Quran, man, didn't know how to treat sociability, means how we treat each other. He didn't know how to treat each other or wasn't treating each other right, including women, until the Quran was taught. And we know that because he didn't know how to treat the women either, because they had a whole surah, and there's no short surah, on how to treat the women and children. All right, thank you very much. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. آمين.
آمين.